Hey, hello. This time, it's Capcom Super Turbo HD Remix Rebundle from the Humble Store. Lots of Capcom games, some of which are, as the title would suggest, HD remakes or ports of Capcom titles, like Resident Evil Revelations and Resident Evil 4 and Devil May Cry 4. As with all Humble Bundles, you get some games for a minimum of $1. You also get 2 coupons for 2 other games, which are the rest of Resident Evil Revelations 2 and Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. The average, which is, at the time, almost $9, gets you 4 more games, plus whatever comes out next week. And then $15 gets you everything, including Devil May Cry 4 and Resident Evil 6. I'm gonna try things differently today by talking a little about each game instead of 5 minutes of live commentary. I'll make things shorter since there's like 11 games, 11 games I have to go through. So yeah. Strider. Strider is a 2D hack and slash. It's a hack and slash. He has a sword there. In it, you play as Strider agent Hiryu, sent to assassinate various bad guys. Not much going for it for combat in the first 10 minutes. A lot of slashing and up slashing and dashing. The faster you mash the button, the faster you slash, so that's cool. You can just blow through enemies like a walking saw blade. Resident Evil Revelations 2 Episode 1 Penal Colony. It's quite a mouthful. You only get Episode 1, but there is a coupon for pretty much the rest of the episodes and some DLC. A step in the right direction to better Resident Evils, maybe, after Resident Evil 6. Slightly spookier, slightly harder, but still Resident Evil 4-ish with third-person cameras and controls. Other than that, just the regular survival horror third-person shooter. Each episode switches between 2 scenarios, one where you play as Claire and Moira, and the other you play as Barry and Natalia, each with their own skills and tasks to survive whatever horror they're faced with.
Did you hear that? Is there someone else in here?
Lost Planet 3.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm not sure what to make of Lost Planet, as I haven't played the first one and I don't have the second one, but it seems like a pretty okay third-person shooter. It's actually a prequel to the first Lost Planet and leads up to the first one. You play as Jim Payton, the guy shooting all the stuff right now.
On my way.
BIONIC Commando rearmed, like Strider, a reboot of an old Capcom arcade game. This one is also the oldest on the list. Came out in 2007. There were 8 on PC, I guess. Easily my least favorite on the list. Is really not much of it, but I guess that's trying to stay in line with the arcade. Really, there's no jump, or run, just move, shoot, and grapple. The minigame is a lot more fun than the actual game, which isn't a good thing. The minigame puzzle to hack computers. But, hey. Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. A update? I don't think it's a full sequel, it's just an update of Dragon's Dogma. Both on last gen, PS3 and 360. Just recently came to PC. Kind of a Capcom Dark Souls, if Monster Hunter wasn't already Dark Souls. Action RPG. Here you see the character killing a chimera? Yeah, that's what they're called. Character doesn't have a name, because like Dark Souls, you make your own character and name it whatever you want. You can name it Butts. Resident Evil Revelations, the first Revelations, and compared to Revelations 2, not as good. Although I thought it was a lot better than 6. But then I liked 6, so whatever. You play as Jill and sometimes Chris, and you're most of the time on a ship.
It's shorted out.
This one could be considered a HD re-release because it was first on 3DS. I think it looks better. It didn't look that bad on the 3DS. But yeah, more survival horror, third-person shooter, far from the last Resident Evil game on the list.
Parker, give me a hand here.
Sure, no problem.
I got something. I think it's a gun.
Now what?
Give me a sec.
DMC, Devil May Cry. Not a main Devil May Cry title. Ninja Theory's take on like sort of Dante's kind of origin story. He already knows he's a demon powers. So I guess this is before his white hair. You can kind of take it, maybe. He's a lot more punkier, emo, maybe emo. Some might say emo. He still has his son, his swords, and his guns. You hack and slash and shoot a lot more edgier, but a lot better looking. It's the newest Devil May Cry, if you don't count the re-release of Devil May Cry 4 in HD. I'm okay with the music too. I like the music, although it's set in the beginning by Noisia and some other composer did it, so might slightly be copyrighted. Oh well.
Target practice. Right on cue.
Resident Evil 4.
Excuse me.
By far the best Resident Evil on this list, unless they add Resident Evil 0 HD. No, Resident Evil 1 HD. But still pretty good. It's the first Resident Evil to be third person behind the shoulder shooting shoot bang, but it still managed to be good.
If you might recognize a girl in this photograph.
You're Resident Evil 2's Leon Kennedy, and you're looking for the president's daughter. You officially work for the government. It leads you to a small town, village, abandoned in Spanish. Yeah, those words in order. The villagers being possessed by not a virus, but a parasite, an ancient evil parasite, also in Spanish. And they all speak some weird Spanish language that I don't think is real, but maybe it is. It'd be great if we get Resident Evil 5 on this list, so we can go from shooting Spanish people to black people to Chinese people in Resident Evil 6.
Is everything okay?
There was a hostile local. I had no choice but to neutralize him. There are still others surrounding the area.
Get out of there and head toward the village. Take whatever measures necessary to save the subject.
Understood.
Tears and grins!
Remember me.
Sister?
It's really hard to forget. Really hard to remember. Don't Nod made stuff other than Life is Strange. They made this game first. This game that's an action adventure. Where Don't Starve. Life is Strange is just a regular adventure game. Keen point and clicks. No, you roll and dodge and fight people. You're a memory hunter who ironically lost her memory and will now have to get it back. And I imagine memory hunting plays a part in the combat. You steal and scramble other people's memories to get information or just to knock them unconscious. Or, you know, just beat them up with this combo system here. Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition HD port of Devil May Cry 4, which was originally on PS3 and 360. Now it's on PS4 and Xbone, and I guess they re-put it on PC because the first 4 wasn't good enough. It probably wasn't. It probably ran at 30, but now this runs at 60 FPS and still 1080. I didn't think it didn't run at 1080 before, but now it does. Weird, because you don't start off playing as Dante, you start off playing as a Dante lookalike with some demon arm named Nero, but eventually switch to Dante, I think. You can also play as Virgil, Dante's brother, and those 2 girls that hang out with Dante, Trish and Lady, in their own modes with challenges and stuff. But yeah, it's still Devil May Cry. Shoot, slash, do combos, and be stylish. Last and probably least favorite is Resident Evil 6. Deemed a dramatic horror instead of survival horror, it's the least spooky one, although the Leon campaign here is probably the most spooky of the least spooky. Instead of one campaign where you play as one character or 2 characters, it features 4 campaigns. Leon's, Chris's, Jake's, and then Ada's, each with different theme. Leon's being the spookiest, Chris being the shootiest, Jake's being the runniest, and Ada being super stealthy. Without much spooks, it's mostly just a third-person shooter. So it's an okay third-person shooter, but other than the Resident Evil name, not much holding it up. but I mean, it's still fun if you're not as judgmental.
Thank you. Liz! Liz! Please answer. It's your daddy, Liz. Wonder how much time we have before these corpses are on their feet.